Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've ever dreamed of a place where jagged, snow-capped peaks pierce the sky, where glaciers carve their way through ancient valleys, and where the wind tells stories of the end of the world, then you've come to the right place. Today I'm taking you on the ultimate road trip through Patagonia, a land that has captured my heart and soul like no other. This isn't just a travel guide, it's a piece of my journey, a collection of moments and lessons learned from the road. I'm here to share everything with you, from the raw beauty to the real challenges. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the must-know tips and tricks that will transform your Patagonian dream into an unforgettable reality. I've spent weeks navigating these remote landscapes, and I've learned so much along the way, things I wish I had known before I started. We'll cover everything from planning your route through this vast wilderness to what you absolutely need to pack, and how to choose the right vehicle for these wild roads. It's about more than just seeing the sights, it's about truly experiencing this place, connecting with its untamed spirit, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. So, buckle up. Whether you're in the early stages of planning or just looking for a dose of inspiration, this video is for you. We're going to go beyond the typical guidebooks and get into the practical, essential advice that will help you navigate one of the most epic landscapes on Earth. Let's get started on the adventure of a lifetime. This is Patagonia through my eyes, and soon hopefully through yours. The first thing you need to understand about Patagonia is its sheer scale. It's immense. A vast territory shared by Chile and Argentina that feels endless when you're on the ground. You can't just show up and wing it in the same way you might in other places. Planning your route isn't just a suggestion, it's absolutely crucial. Before I even booked my flight, I spent hours, maybe even days, with maps spread out, tracing potential paths and researching distances between towns and national parks. You have to decide which side you want to focus on. The Chilean Carretera Austral with its fjords and temperate rainforests, or the Argentinian Ruta 40 with its vast arid steppes and iconic peaks like Fitzroy and Cerro Torre. Trying to do both without enough time will just leave you rushed and exhausted. I decided to focus on a specific loop in the south, which allowed me to truly immerse myself in the landscapes of El Chaltén and Torres del Paine National Park without feeling like I was constantly racing against the clock. Think about what you want to see most. Are you here for the world-class trekking? Or perhaps you're more interested in the remote culture and seeing glaciers up close? Answering these questions will help you build a framework for your journey. Map out your key destinations, but also build in buffer days. The weather can and will force you to change your plans. Having that flexibility is the key to a stress-free experience, allowing you to wait out a storm or spend an extra day in a place that completely captivates you. Remember that driving times on a map are often optimistic. A 200-kilometer stretch that looks like a couple of hours could easily take 4 or 5, especially on unpaved Ripio roads. You'll want to stop for photos constantly. You might encounter wildlife, or you might just want to pull over and absorb the silence. Don't overschedule your days. The magic of a Patagonian road trip is in the journey itself, not just the destinations. It's in the slow, winding roads, the ever-changing light on the mountains, and the feeling of being a tiny speck in an enormous wild world. Plan meticulously, but leave room for spontaneity. That balance is where the real adventure lies. If there's one rule in Patagonia, it's that there are no rules when it comes to the weather. I cannot stress this enough. You can and often will experience all 4 seasons in a single day, sometimes in a single hour. One moment the sun is shining so intensely you'll be reaching for sunscreen, and the next a ferocious wind sweeps down from the ice fields, bringing with it sleet or rain. This unpredictability is part of its wild charm, but it means that packing strategically is non-negotiable. The key is layers, layers and more layers. Thinking you can get by with just a single heavy jacket is a rookie mistake. You need to be able to adapt quickly to changing conditions. My daily outfit almost always consisted of media group, close-up of moisture-wicking base layer on bed, hiker putting on base layer with mountains in background, and at stock at distribute _ equally, a moisture-wicking base layer, a fleece or a light-down jacket for insulation, and a completely waterproof and windproof outer shell. This system allows you to add or remove layers as you heat up during a hike, or as the weather turns. Don't forget waterproof pants either. They were an absolute lifesaver on more than one occasion, keeping me dry and comfortable when a surprise downpour hit mid-trek. And your extremities are just as important. A warm hat, gloves, and good quality wool socks are essential. I always had a spare pair of dry socks in my day pack. There's nothing worse than hiking with cold, wet feet. Beyond clothing, think about protecting your gear. Waterproof covers for your backpack are a must, as are dry bags for your electronics like your camera, phone, and any battery packs. The Patagonian wind is famous for a reason. It's relentless and can drive rain into every nook and cranny. Being prepared for the elements doesn't just mean staying comfortable, it means staying safe. Hypothermia is a real risk, even in the summer months if you get wet and the wind picks up. So pack smart, check the forecast, but don't trust it completely, and always be ready to embrace whatever the Patagonian sky throws at you. It's all part of the adventure. Chapter 3. Rent a reliable vehicle. Your vehicle in Patagonia is more than just transportation. It's your lifeline, your shelter, and your key to freedom. The quality of your road trip experience will be directly linked to the reliability of the car you choose. While you can technically get by with a small two-wheel drive car on the main paved highways like parts of Route 40, you will be severely limiting your ability to explore. So much of Patagonia's raw beauty is hidden down long, bumpy, unpaved gravel roads, known locally as ripio. These roads can be challenging, with potholes, loose stones, and washboard surfaces that will shake a standard car to its core. This is why I wholeheartedly recommend renting a sturdy vehicle, preferably a 4x4, or at least a high-clearance SUV. Having a 4x4 gave me the confidence to turn down those intriguing side roads that lead to hidden lakes or remote trailheads. It allowed me to navigate river crossings and steep, gravelly inclines that would have been impassable in a smaller car. It's not about driving recklessly. It's about having the capability to safely access the more remote and rewarding parts of the region. When you're renting, inspect the vehicle thoroughly before you leave the lot. Check the tires, including the spare. Make sure it's a full-size spare and that you have a functioning jack and lug wrench. Tire punctures are incredibly common on ripio roads, and you need to be prepared to change one yourself, potentially miles from the nearest town. Also consider the size of the vehicle in relation to your gear and plans. I opted for a small SUV, which was perfect for me as a solo traveler. It had enough space for all my luggage, camping gear, and food supplies without being so large that it was difficult to handle or consumed excessive fuel. Fuel economy is another important factor, as gas stations can be few and far between. A reliable, capable vehicle isn't a luxury here. It's a fundamental part of your travel strategy. It's your partner in this grand adventure, and investing a bit more in the right one will pay dividends in peace of mind and incredible experiences. Chapter 4. Stock up on supplies. One of the things that defines Patagonia is its beautiful, vast emptiness. While this is what makes it so magical, it also presents a practical challenge. Services are incredibly sparse. You can drive for hours, literally 3, 4, even 5 hours between small towns, and in that entire stretch you might not see a single gas station, restaurant, or even a house. Running out of fuel here isn't an inconvenience, it's a serious problem. Therefore, my number one rule was to never let the fuel tank go below half full. Whenever I passed a gas station, even if I didn't strictly need it, I would top up. You never know if the next station on the map will be open or even exist. This same principle applies to food and water. While the towns have supermarkets, they can be expensive and the selection can be limited, especially for fresh produce. I made it a habit to do a big shop in larger towns like El Calafate or Puerto Natales, stocking up on non-perishable items that would last for days. Pasta, rice, oats, canned goods, and plenty of snacks were my staples. This meant I could be self-sufficient and had the freedom to camp in remote places or stop for a scenic lunch wherever I pleased, without being dependent on finding a restaurant. Always carry more water than you think you'll need, especially if you're hiking. I had a large multi-litre container in the car at all times, which I refilled whenever I had the chance. Being self-sufficient is part of the spirit of a Patagonian road trip. It's about relying on yourself and being prepared for the isolation. This includes having a basic first aid kit, a physical map as a backup to your GPS, and downloading offline maps to your phone. Cellular service is non-existent in most areas outside of the towns. Planning your supplies isn't about paranoia, it's about empowerment. It gives you the freedom to embrace the solitude, to get lost on purpose, and to know that you have everything you need to be safe and comfortable in one of the world's last great wildernesses. It lets you focus on the beauty around you instead of worrying about where your next meal is coming from. Chapter 5. Respect nature and local communities. Traveling through Patagonia is a profound privilege. You are a guest in a fragile ecosystem and in the home of communities that have lived in harmony with this powerful landscape for generations. It's our responsibility as travelers to leave this place as beautiful or even more beautiful than we found it. The principle of leave no trace is not just a guideline here. It's an absolute imperative. This means packing out everything you pack in, and I mean everything, from food wrappers to apple cores. Nothing should be left behind on the trails or at campsites. The ecosystems here are delicate, and what seems like a small piece of trash can have a lasting negative impact. This respect extends beyond just not littering. It means staying on the designated trails when you're hiking. The alpine vegetation is incredibly fragile and can take decades to recover if it's trampled. It means not feeding the wildlife, no matter how cute that fox or caracara may seem. Feeding them makes them dependent on humans and can lead to aggressive behavior and disease. It's about observing wildlife from a respectful distance, allowing them to exist in their natural state without our interference. Remember, we are visitors in their home. The goal is to move through this landscape with a light footprint, leaving only memories and taking only photographs. Furthermore, engaging with the local communities is one of the most enriching parts of a Patagonian journey. When you do pass through towns, make an effort to support local businesses. Eat at the small family-run restaurants, buy your souvenirs from local artisans, and hire local guides. This not only gives you a more authentic experience, but also ensures that your tourism dollars are directly benefiting the people who call this place home. Be curious, be kind, and be respectful. Learn a few words of Spanish. A simple hola and gracias can go a long way. Traveling responsibly is about creating a positive exchange, ensuring that these wild places and vibrant cultures can continue to thrive for generations to come. Outrow your adventure awaits, and there you have it. My essential tips for an epic road trip through the heart of Patagonia. This land has a way of getting under your skin, of changing you in ways you don't expect. It challenges you with its wind and its vastness, but it rewards you with moments of such profound beauty and silence that they will be etched into your memory forever. From the granite spires of Fitzroy to the endless lonely stretches of Route 40, every kilometre of this journey is an adventure. I hope that by sharing my experiences, I've not only prepared you for the practicalities, but also ignited that spark of wanderlust within you. Patagonia is waiting. It's a place that calls to the adventurer, the dreamer, and the seeker in all of us. So I encourage you, start planning. Open that map, begin your research, and take the first step towards making this incredible journey your own. Don't be intimidated by its scale. Embrace it. Prepare well, travel with respect, and open your heart to the wild spirit of the end of the world. I promise you it will be an experience that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. The road is open, and your own Patagonian story is just waiting to be written. Thank you so much for joining me on this virtual journey today. If you found these tips helpful or inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you want more travel guides, stories, and tips from my adventures around the world, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. I'd love to hear about your own travel dreams in the comments below. Where is your ultimate road trip? Until next time, stay adventurous.